I think the reason people like shave ice so much is like the nostalgia of childhood and coming back to like memories of the past. And since Hawaii's so hot, it's just like so refreshing.
My dad would tell me he would serve kids shave ice, and then over the years they grow up, they have their own kids, and they bring their kids to get shave ice.
We always say that it was the local people that made the store what it is today.
It tastes just like the same as when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, shave ice is a beloved frozen treat. It's just right for a day under the hot Hawaiian sun. In this episode, we are going back in time, visiting families that have been making shave ice for generations.
I think many of us remember eating our first shave ice much more than tasting other delights like ice cream.
Well, the building was established in 1940, right? And it's gone over a lot of different owners throughout the years. Our family took it over around 1978. That started with my great-granduncle.
Walter's great-granduncle first established the business as a general store.
Okay, we got the hog with the condensed milk. Thank you very much.
Later offering shave ice as an added value.
So the process of making shave ice, how we do things is, first we have our specific mold that we use to freeze the ice. Yeah, just kind of place it in, the machine kind of does its job, and we like to use our hands to kind of shape it to make that form. Pour the syrup, and then we make our own azuki beans, mochi balls, and things. So that takes time as well.
Coming from a Taiwanese family, Walter has learned to combine different cultures and bring a unique take on a local classic.
Even though like azuki bean is part of the Japanese culture, we also have, it's called hongdo bean, which is like azuki red bean shave ice. And so adding that into our shave ice is kind of a combination of the Japanese culture and also like Taiwanese culture as well.
We got lihing, grape, and then inside we got ice cream, and we got mochi with condensed milk on top.
I think it's a really prominent part of like Hawaii's culture, right? Because like we're talking about just the culmination of different cultures and how they build on one another. With shave ice, there's so many different variations that we draw from other cultures, and I think like that's part of the culture and the history to create these like new, just different types of shave ices.
I brought in my two friends, and they don't believe you carry the best shave ice on the island,
She's better than mine.
Oh, of course. Tell them how old your machine is.
I understand this machine is it's a 1940 or 1941 model. It's a pre-war. And I've used it now for about 17 years.
The secret to making good shave ice is practice. Like the more you do it, the better you get at it. Me, I've been doing it for like 26 years at this point, so I don't think anyone my age has been making shave ice this long.
In a similar fashion, Shimazu Shave Ice also began as a general store, back then called B&S Store.
I remember like back in the day before we even owned the B&S store, before we took it over, my dad and mom took me there before, so I remember after soccer going there, and eventually we moved in, and now kids that I seen when they were kids are now adults and have their own kids, and they're still coming here. And we reminisce about stuff like when they were kids coming back in the day. So it makes me happy when I hear about that. Right now we got about 80 flavors. Everyone always asks me like, what's a popular flavor? And my response to that is usually everything. We make all the flavors in-house. This one is orange cream, lychee, and green river. So green river is lemon lime. I'd say for shave ice or any kind of like work, you have to want to do it. You have to like just stick with it and keep going, and eventually you get to be like a master at it, I guess. I don't know if I'm a master of shave ice, but I definitely do it really good.
Yeah, like green and coconut.
On the north shore of Oahu, Matsumoto's Shave Ice is one of the oldest shave ice families on the island.
Yeah, Matsumoto actually started as a grocery store in February of 1951. Eventually, Shave Ice was started like 5 years later, back in 1956. Location been here for 74 years, so where the Shave Ice is now there was a house that where I grew up as a baby, you know.
Shave ice has its roots in Hawaii's plantation era, when Japanese immigrants introduced an ancient Japanese treat called kakigori.
They used to use the hand shavers, you know, when you shave the woods. You know, they used to use that first at the beginning, and then later on, it was a hand crank machine. What we got here is the actual machine that we started back in 1956. It was brought by Mr. Tanaka, the former owner of the building over here. He went to Japan and brought this back for my dad, and I guess there was a machine shop in Honolulu. They put it like in a casing and then put a motor on the top so it could be run by electricity then instead of manual.
Any shave ice today?
Yes, can I get a, go with the large, large size. You know, every weekend we spend fishing down here, and on the way from fishing at the harbor or somewhere along the North Shore, we'd always stop for a bowl of shave ice here. It used to be served in the old plastic cones, the paper cups with the cone protectors, and we'd eat shave ice here and go home after a long hot day at the beach. The old store, a long time ago, was just the front area where you see the current t-shirts being sold. That used to be the entire Matsumoto store, and they expanded to the back about maybe another 2 extra spaces. So I've seen that change before, but their shave ice, it tastes just like the same as when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s in Hawaii.
How's Okinawa?
Oh, good, good. You know, I was there for 1 month actually, and I just got back last Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a local thing, you know, to have shave ice. I try to keep it more like the old plantation style. We always say that it was the local people that made the store what it is today. So my daughter always tries not to raise the price.
Shave ice isn't just a treat, it's a timeless tradition. Every bite is a taste of island history and a nostalgic reminder of Hawaii's rich culture.
Hopefully the younger generation keep up the local treat of shave ice for Hawaii.